Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Welcome, everyone. Listen, if you're a teacher, you already know the reality. Teaching is actually two completely different jobs, right? The first is the one you actually signed up for, educating your students, inspiring those young minds, and leading a classroom. But that second job, yeah, that's the invisible mountain of administrative overload. We're talking about the endless data entry, the repetitive emails, and just constantly sorting through digital paperwork. Well, today, we are going to fix that. We're going to walk through how to build your very own digital assistant to take those burdens right off your plate. And yes, you can do this even if you have absolutely zero coding experience.
I want you to really think about it for a second. How many hours do you lose each week to manual grading and typing out routine emails? You know exactly what I mean. Think about those Sunday evenings spent painstakingly transferring grades from one spreadsheet to another, or those early mornings where you're drafting the exact same missing assignment reminder to 15 different parents. It's exhausting. That is incredibly valuable time that you could be spending planning creative lessons or, heaven forbid, actually resting. So what if I told you there's a tool sitting right inside your existing accounts that can handle almost all of those repetitive classroom routines automatically?
Here is our quick agenda for this explainer to help you reclaim that time. 1. Meet your classroom assistant. 2. Where the magic happens. 3. Triggers, automating grading and emails. 4. Connecting Google tools safely. And finally, 5. The builder permit mindset.
Okay, Section 1. Meet your classroom assistant.
Meet your new best friend. It's called Google Apps Script. Technically, it's a cloud-based scripting platform built right into Google Workspace. But honestly, I want you to stop thinking of it as intimidating tech jargon right now. Just think of it as a highly capable digital assistant that literally lives inside the tools you already use every single day in the Agua Fria district. Sure, it speaks a language based on JavaScript, but it exists solely to connect your Google Sheets, your Gmail, your Drive, and your Forms together so they can actually talk to each other and do all the heavy lifting for you.
So the crucial point is why this is absolutely perfect for the Agua Fria district. First of all, there is no new software to download. None. You don't have to put in an IT ticket to get it installed on your laptop, which is a huge relief. It runs entirely on Google's secure servers, meaning it doesn't slow down your computer at all. And best of all, it just uses your existing Google login. It's fully approved for use within the Agua Fria district, and it requires zero complicated setup. It is already right there just waiting for you to give it some instructions.
Moving right along to Section 2, where the magic happens.
There are basically two places you'll find AppScript, and understanding the difference here is super helpful. First, we have what are called container-bound scripts. I want you to think of these like an assistant dedicated solely to your specific classroom. These scripts are attached directly to a specific Google Sheet, doc, or form, and they inherit the permissions of that exact file. Then on the flip side, we have standalone scripts. Think of these more like district-wide administrative staff. They operate independently to do larger, much broader tasks. But for almost everything we're going to do as teachers to make our daily lives easier, we want that dedicated classroom assistant. We want the container-bound script.
And accessing this new assistant is incredibly easy. Literally all you have to do is open up any Google Sheet, Google Doc, or Google Form, look up at the top menu bar and click Extensions. That's it. Clicking that button opens the script editor. It's basically like opening the door to your assistant's office, right there inside the document you're already working on.
Let's hit Section 3, Triggers, automating grading and emails.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a real-world classroom scenario using what's called an event-based trigger. This just means it runs a script when something specific happens in your file. So, Step 1, a student hits Submit on a Google Form quiz. Step 2, the system notices that event. It triggers an action, specifically an on-form submit trigger. And Step 3, your script instantly wakes up and automatically grades the submission based on the rubric you provided. Boom. The student gets instant feedback, the grade is securely recorded, and you didn't have to touch a single piece of paper. How great is that?
But what if you want things to happen on a schedule, rather than waiting for a student to actually do something? Well, enter the time-based trigger. Imagine this morning timeline with me. It's 8 a.m., you're just arriving at school, maybe grabbing your coffee, turning on your smartboard. While you're doing that, your script automatically wakes up and checks your Google Sheet for any missing assignments. At 8:05 a.m., without you ever opening your email app, the script automatically sends customized reminder emails to the parents of those specific students. The communication is entirely handled, the parents are informed, and the first bell hasn't even rung yet.
Section 4. Connecting Google tools safely.
Now, when you look at technical documentation, you're going to see a lot of intimidating jargon, stuff like Spreadsheet app or Gmail app. But let's map these services to what they actually do for you in the classroom, okay? When you see Spreadsheet app, I just want you to think, oh, that's just my assistant reading my grading data. When you see Gmail app, well, that's just your assistant sending out those automated reminder emails we just talked about. Drive app, that's your assistant automatically creating and organizing 150 student folders, so you don't have to sit there and do it one by one. These services are really just the built-in connections to the tools you already know and love.
And of course, to use these services safely, your script needs permission. We call these OAuth scopes. You know when you download a new app on your phone and it asks, hey, can this app view your photos? That is a scope. The golden rule here, especially within the Agua Fria district, is the principle of data minimization. You only ever give the script the exact permissions it needs to do its specific job and nothing more. If it only needs to read a spreadsheet, you only give it the spreadsheet scope. It keeps your data entirely locked down, secure, and completely compliant with all district policies.
Finally, Section 5, the builder permit mindset.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it addresses what I know some of you are probably thinking right now. This sounds amazing, but I do not know how to code. Well, here is the absolute key to modern automation. Evaluate code, don't just generate it. We live in an era where AI tools can write the actual syntax and lines of code for you. You do not need to sit there and memorize JavaScript, syntax, semicolons, and weird brackets. You're not a construction worker out there laying the bricks. You, my friend, are the building inspector. Let's break down this building inspector approach a bit more. Like we said, you don't need to memorize the code. What you do need is exactly what we just learned in this explainer today. You need to understand the structure, you need to know that a trigger makes things happen, and a service connects the tools. When an AI generates a script for your classroom, your job is simply to read it over, apply your professional judgment, and just ensure it's safely doing what you asked before you click run. You focus on the strategy. You focus on solving the classroom problem. Let the AI handle the tedious typing. That is the builder permit mindset. You hold the permit, you evaluate the structure, and you approve the final product.
So we've successfully demystified Google Apps Script today. We've found where it lives, we've seen how triggers and services do all the heavy lifting, and we've embraced the mindset of the building inspector. These tools are literally already sitting in your Agua Fria account, and you don't even need to learn how to code to start using them. Which leaves me with one final very important question for you. Now that you don't need to memorize the code, what routine classroom task will you automate first? Seriously, imagine claiming back just 2 hours of your week. What on earth will you do with that time? Dive into your Google Workspace, click that Extensions menu, and go introduce yourself to your new assistant. You've got this.